So Hochaver and Anderson, two guys this afternoon who I'm sure have been hydrating a lot leading up to the day's start. And also, how about Scott Berry? He will not get a chance to be in the dugout. He is the home plate umpire. So he has got 9, and the veterans around the bases saying, it's your job today. They picked it.
Yep.
The umpires don't look at the schedule.
They know exactly who's behind the plate.
Day game, Kansas City, August 9, Scott Berry.
2-0 to Adam Kennedy. A's won 9-7 on Friday night. Royals won 12-6 last night. So it's been a series with a lot of offense. There's a strike to Kennedy, 2-1. A's come in with a 48-62 record, 22-34 on the road, and they're 3-1 against the Royals this year. These two teams will wrap up this series today, and then they'll have a series in Oakland at the end of this month, a 3-game set. So 8 games total will be played between the A's and the Royals here in 2009. 3-1 to Kennedy. Make it 3-2. Kennedy 285 on the year with 9 home runs and 44 runs batted in. Adam is 2 for 8 in this series. One of those hits a double. Pops that one foul down the left field line.
Adam Kennedy hit 7th against Hochaver. Of course, he had just joined the club. It was Cabrera leading off, Suzuki hitting 2nd, so Adam Kennedy has taken over the leadoff spot, done a very good job getting on base and stealing some bases, and not a bad day to try to do it if they can get on against Hochaver, because his concentration with the base runners is not very good.
Way outside, and it's a leadoff walk. So Kennedy's aboard, and that'll bring up Rajai Davis. It's been a back and forth year for Hochaver between AAA and the big leagues. He did not make the team out of spring training, so he went to AAA. He made 6 starts and then was called up to the big leagues. Made 3 starts, one of those start against the Oakland. Back to AAA for a couple starts, and now back to the big leagues. So he knows the trip to Omaha well.
According to the reports, Hochaver does not throw to first a lot. He has a slide step, but when he falls behind in the count, he has a tendency to think more about the hitter than he does the base runner. And of course, the way the A's have been the running A's of late, let's see if they can take advantage of that today in this hot afternoon.
Kennedy not going, and Davis grounds one. Just foul down the first base line.
Did you see the shot of the water blowing in the center field camera's lens?
Yeah, unfortunately, our cameraman out in center field.
That might be a pretty good shot.
It's very windy out there, and that water blows up.
But that's got to be cool. I mean, that's got to be a nice day.
Probably not great for the telecast, but comfortable for the camera.
Right. By the way, that is Martin at first base. We've seen him in right field, and young man moving all over the place today at first.
Pitch a bit inside, so 2-1 to Rajai Davis.
You watch Drake, the home plate umpire, Scott Berry, that is, the home plate umpire, will look left or right to tell the managers and the benches whether it's inside or outside.
Swing and a miss now, 2-2. Well, we appreciate when umpires do that. That helps everybody out.
I just wonder if he was going to look up or look down, if it's low or high. Usually they just go side to side.
Yeah.
As they can tell from the bench whether it's low or high, as they are pretty much ground level.
Quick throw to first, and Kennedy just gets back.
Talking to some of the guys last night, said, how long was the game? I said about 3:23. It said it seemed like we were on defense about 2 hours and 40 minutes of that, and it was. I mean, it just too long, and when you have a pitcher throwing over, that means the infielders, outfielders staying around a long time on the heat.
Grounded, diving play by Betancourt, and he flips to Bloomquist to get the out at second base. Very nice play by Betancourt, taking a base hit away from Rajay Davis, so 1 out.
I don't think he knew he had the ball in his glove, because he was laid out on the ground, it seemed like for a couple of seconds, and then realized that he had to make the quick flip over to second base to Bloomquist. Oh, the ball dropped out of his glove, and that's the reason. Picked it up with the glove.
Wow.
Off the ground. That was one heck of a play. Betancourt and Bloomquist, teammates in Seattle. Bloomquist at short today, center field last night.
And Davis is picked off. 2 outs.
Well, Kennedy was getting a big lead, so was Rajay Davis, and Rajay was going, and that one step tried to go to the outside part of the bag and got him. So Bochaver looks as if he has changed his approach in the last couple of starts, because he is throwing over to first already more than probably the players are thinking.
Well, I think when it's all said and done, Ray, I think this young man's going to be very good. And if he shows improvements in smaller areas like simply holding runners on, that'll only help. He's got all the goods. There's a reason why he was the first overall pick a couple years ago. He's 6'5", 210 pounds. It's hit hard toward third where Callaspo has it. Throw is low. It's dug out by TN. Side retired. So leadoff walk, but the A's do nothing with it. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score. Donald's David DeJesus in left. Willie Bloomquist will play second base today. Billy Butler, the DH. Mark Tien at first. Worked at Callaspo at third. Brian Pena, the catcher. Mitch Meyer is in center field. Dunieski Betancourt in shortstop. And Josh Anderson is in right. Defensively for the A's, Hairston Davis Sweeney in the outfield. Crosby, Pennington, Kennedy, Everidge infield. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate, and he will catch Brett Anderson. So the first pitch to David DeJesus is a strike from Anderson. Good series for DeJesus, 4 for 8 with 4 RBIs.
First time for Anderson facing the Royals. Of course, the A's just faced the Royals 2 games in Oakland early May, mid-May that is, and this is the 3rd game of the series here. I'm sure over the course of his career he will face the Royals a few times. Brett Anderson last pitched on August the 3rd. That was against the Rangers. 21st start today. Last 2 starts, last 7 starts, 3-1 with a 193 earned run average. He was outstanding in the month of July, and he's getting better and better. Like to get to the 500 mark and just take it north of the 500, and he's pitching well enough to be able to do it.
Breaking pitch just a little high to even the count at 2-2. DeJesus, Bloomquist, and Butler, top 3 in the order for Kansas City. Curveball, strike 3 call, 1 out.
More of a controlled curveball for a strike, not the swing and miss, as this was started at DeJesus, little buckling in the knees, and they caught enough of the plate for strike 3. I always like to see the hitters buckle their knees, because when they do that, they can't pull the trigger. We'll see as Brett faces some right-handers, next 2 anyway, on the back foot breaking ball it's working.
It's interesting, the Royals have 4 left-handed hitters in their lineup. You just saw DeJesus, but they also have Tehan, Meyer, and Anderson. So you say, well, why the heck would they do that? But the splits tell us that left-handed hitters are hitting .301 against Anderson, right-handed hitters .243. So I'm sure that that has something to do with it.
I think those splits occurred more at the beginning of the season than lately. But I think nothing else, it maybe taking away the slider and the curveball that he throws to the right-handers, the back foot that gets so many called or swing and miss strikes, pitches maybe out of the strike zone.
Three and 1 to Bloomquist. Bloomquist started the game in center field last night, slid over to right field. Today he's at second base, and he's got a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the first. So Billy Butler will hit. Butler's been a tough out in this series. He's 5 for 8 with 4 doubles and 3 RBIs. He had 3 doubles last night. He's really come a long way as a hitter. Now he uses the whole field. Good power to right field.
I like Tommy Everidge, the A's first baseman, who saw last night hit his first home run in the opposite field.
One to Butler. So the Royals hoping that Butler turns into a real good middle of the order hitter. Butler, another guy who was a first-round draft pick. He was the 14th overall pick by the Royals in 2004.
Still think it's great they've gotten him out of the DH role, playing first base, and worked hard at it, lost some weight, playing very well at first. Never like to be in that role of really DH. Really hurt you as a player. Down in Florida, futures game. 2006.
Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Brett Anderson. The count 1-2. Mark Tehan in the on-deck circle.
See the extra look by Brett Anderson with Bloomquist at first. Of course, the threat to steal. So he's altering his delivery to the plate and threw a good changeup to Butler, down and away.
Bloomquist, a pretty good lead at first. And he takes off, and it's a swing and a miss, and Bloomquist will have a stolen base. But a strikeout for Brett Anderson. Butler kind of had a defensive swing. I don't know if maybe he was distracted by the runner.
Well, that's a good slider down and in. Back foot to the right-handers. And, of course, Anderson, once he committed to the plate, even though he probably saw Bloomquist taking off, he couldn't do anything. And that's the problem with having the move for a lefty. I mean, I still think it's ideal. Just let the front leg and kind of freeze the runner, go either direction, see him take off, throw to first. A lot of times too, because the throw overs, pickoffs, etc., called from the bench, you have in your mind, get a sign from the catcher, and if it's not to throw over, concentrate on the hitter. You don't even think about the runner anymore. Don't worry about him now, Brett, because there's nobody holding him on. If he's going to take third, let him take it. But this is where the concentration has to be on the hitter.
That fastball just off the plate to Tehan. Tehan 283 with 9 home runs and 39 runs batted in. A couple of hits in this series, 2 for 6. He's walked 3 times. Another fastball and a swing and a miss. So 3 straight fastballs to Tehan. On deck is the switch hitting Alberto Callaspo. Slider down and away.
Brett Anderson's from Oklahoma, so he's familiar with the heat. Gio Gonzalez is one that said, "Let me pitch today." He said, "This is perfect weather."
And he's supposed to get. Gio's supposed to get hot weather in Baltimore
right.
too. It's supposed to be very hot and humid in Baltimore. Our next stop on the road trip. Broken bat. Pennington fires to first, and that will do it. So the Royals do not score. We head to the second inning, 0-0. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, the A's will open up a 3-game set at Camden Yards in Baltimore. It'll be Gio Gonzalez for the Athletics, Jeremy Guthrie for the Orioles. Our coverage begins at 3:30 with A's pregame live. It's right here on Comcast Sportsnet California, where the A's are always on, and that's the pitching matchups for the entire series. And tomorrow night, Gio Gonzalez, Jeremy Guthrie. So lots of young pitching to be seen in that series. The Orioles really not having a very good year record-wise. They're 46-64. That's the second worst record in the American League, but people around baseball say, you know what, the Orioles are going to be fine. Just got to be patient. They have lots of talented young pitchers and some talented young position players as well. So there's sort of a feel-good with the Orioles, even though they're not winning a lot of games this year. But they think maybe starting next year they may be all right.
The only negative, they're in the very tough Eastern Division. Right now it's dominated by 3 teams, the Yankees, Red Sox, and Rays. Toronto started off well, so tough division, but still they're good enough, and Peter Angelo still has the money to be able to get some free agents if they're willing to sign them.
0-2 to Jack Cust. So that'll be the only trip to Baltimore this year for the A's. Beautiful Camden Yards, one of the nicer ballparks in baseball. But as we said, it's supposed to be steamy hot in Baltimore as well. So month of August. Midwest, East Coast, down south, it's tough to get away from hot, humid weather.
And how great is it going to be to get off the plane on Wednesday and the marine layer coming in May?
That's right.
Enjoying it.
It's the greatest feeling.
That's right.
Getting off that plane when we land at the Oakland airport. For a number of reasons. Cool weather is one of them. 1-2 pitch to Jack Cust. Cust lays off another breaking pitch. It'll be Cust, Suzuki, and Everett here in the second inning. Stand around watching a ball game. Nothing wrong with that. That's out right field, I believe it is. The Pepsi Party Porch is what they call that. Check swing, no swing, and it's 3-2.
And Scott Berry did exactly what a home plate umpire is supposed to do.
Right away.
On right to third base. Don't even think about making the call. Jack Cust with the check swing. The bat was perfect angle back towards the catcher. Did not cross the plate. And there's no way a home plate umpire could see that. Definitely a third or first base umpire's call on the check swing.
And Cust with a leadoff walk here in the second inning. Well, we mentioned that Hochevar was the first overall pick in the draft. Let's look at the first 10 picks in that draft. Very interesting. Longoria goes third. Craig Reynolds, do not know where he is. Brandon Morrow, of course, with the Mariners. And maybe the most interesting one is Lincecum at 10.
Kershaw.
Kershaw's very good, yeah. So we have the advantage of hindsight, Ray. So if you did it all over again, I guess you'd probably make the argument, would you take Longoria or would you take Lincecum?
That's right.
Right? I mean, and you'd be fine either way, but you know, kind of having some fun and looking at it. If you were looking at it, you'd probably flip a coin on those first two. Maybe Kershaw third. I mean, he's pretty good. Now, granted, 10 years from now, it may all look different. That one's ripped left center field, and nobody's going to get it. Lands at the base of the fence. Here comes Cust. They're holding him up at third, and Jack spins around and heads back to third. So Mike Gallego waited as long as he could. He did the right thing, and then he held up Cust, as there would have definitely been a play at the plate.
Yeah, Betancourt has a very strong arm once he got the ball in his hands. And Mike Gallego, any third base coach, will say, come to me, run to me as hard as you can. And Jack Cust is doing that, but able to slow down and stop once he hit the bag. But this ball split the gap in left center. not quite enough to get out. That would have been much better, but the ball got back in, and right there is when Betancourt would have thrown him out by 20 feet. Jack Cush running, stop, back and get back to third. So it's justice that Kurt Suzuki with a double. He should go 5 for 5 or 4 for 4 today. Throw out a couple of guys.
And then sleep on the plane.
Well, we'll carry him on the plane.
He's a gamer.
Well, he sure is. And, you know, he said last night, and we talked earlier about the time that the A's were playing defense. Time of possession, definitely not in the A's favor. 136 starts last year, 92 starts this year, of course, leading the American League. But he said he was on defense so much, some of those long innings. He said, can I call time and get a water break? It was that tough catch with the very close conditions last night.
He caught nearly 180 pitches in the ballgame. Line drive, Betancourt leaps and he makes the catch. Well, he timed his leap perfectly. So Betancourt, 2 great plays in this ballgame, and we're only in the second inning.
Tommy Time cannot hit it any harder. He's been going to the opposite field, but this one a shot, and had it gotten over the head of Betancourt, that's a double left center.
Nice play.
Yeah.
He took a base hit away from Rajay Davis in the first inning and ended up getting the out at second base. So 1 out for Ryan Sweeney. Sweeney takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Home run in this series for Ryan Sweeney. That was on Friday night, a long one to right field. This one hit high to right. Anderson back, still going back near the wall. Gone! A 3-run homer for Ryan Sweeney. 3-0 A's.
I think Rhino's going to like playing in Kansas City. 3 games, 2 home runs so far. And this one, a very high, towering home run. From Hochevar, a breaking ball right into the wheelhouse of Ryan Sweeney, and he's talking about being a little bit more aggressive. Definitely was on this breaking ball, and a 3-run home run.
And another long one to left. Crosby's going to leave the yard. Big time. Oh, my.
That was way up.
That was a blast by Crosby. 4-0.
Well, the A's last night, a couple of home runs in the 9th inning. They come out in the 2nd, and 2 very long shots, and Bobby Crosby, he crushed it. First pitch fastball. What a great swing by Bobby Crosby. And well, when young Tyler Crosby is old enough to watch a video of that, he said, Daddy, that was good.
It was long. Look at where it lands.
Yeah.
Up the steps. When will it come down?
That was a great shot in the dugout.
So the Royals hit back-to-back home runs last night. The A's do it today. Sweeney and Crosby, 4-0 Athletics. Pennington in this series, 4 for 8. Scored 3 runs, has knocked in a couple runs. There's the 3-hit night on Friday night. So Pennington getting a chance to play and doing a very nice job.
4th time the A's have gone back-to-back. Bobby Crosby a couple of times. The other was Landon Powell for Bobby. Bobby hadn't hit one since the middle of September, of July that is, and 17th to be exact. So he's not played that much, but well, when he has played, Bobby has put some great swings and playing wherever he's playing, outstanding defense. That had to feel great.
So full count now to Pennington. Just 1 out in the inning.
It's a good way to start a game for Bobby. Third base today. He's been playing first. More first and third now.
Breaking pitch on 3-2. Pennington strikes out. First strikeout for Hochaver.
Well, I think for Hochaver, he'd like to forget the second inning against the A's.
How many last time?
7 in the second on the 12th of May. And this one started with a leadoff walk. And a great play by Betancourt on Everidge's line drive, and then back-to-back big home runs. "14 earned runs in 6 2/3 innings, 0-2 record so far.
All right, we're becoming experts at watching young pitchers look for different things, and a lot of times you look at how a young guy responds after having a tough inning. The good pitchers, guys who've been around a while, they'll have innings like this, but they may not allow any more runs.
And we saw Vin Mazzaro against the Blue Jays. He got 5 in the first inning, but settled down and ended up going 5 innings with 3 of those 4 very good innings.
So after the back-to-back home runs, a couple of strikeouts for Luke Hochaver, but Ryan Sweeney, a 3-run shot, and then the next hitter, Bobby Crosby, a long one to left. So it's 4-0 A's, bottom of the second coming up. Callaspo swings at the first pitch. Lost one to Sweeney and right. 1 out. So Brian Pena will hit. Pena, the switch hitter. We saw him on Friday night. He was hitting in the cleanup spot on Friday night, but hitting 6th today.
Just talking to and reading some of the comments about Trey Homer, the manager of the Royals, just trying to figure out his team. So he wants Bloomquist to play a lot because of his versatility and his aggressiveness, his energy, his speed. Also, De Jesus had been a center fielder when he first came up, but now he's playing left field, and they're trying different center fielders.
Well, no Coco Crisp. He was their regular center fielder. I mean, that's a pretty good player right there. But Crisp out for the year with injury. I would guess you'd pencil him in as your center fielder next year. Still got to look at everybody. And Jose Guillen under contract for one more year. Guillen, a veteran. Drove in 97 runs last year for the Royals, but he's been hurt this year.
And he was very quick to point out his numbers are not very good this year, and he actually said to the press, disappointed. He said, not the kind of numbers you expect to put up when you're making $12 million a year. And that's exactly what he makes.
Guillen has played in 79 games this year. Pena went around. The ball gets past Suzuki. He's got to scramble after it. He throws just in time to get Pena. So the strike was called on the swing. Put out made at first base. So third strikeout for Brett Anderson.
Thought the ball was going to bounce back farther to Suzuki, but the check swing went through the legs, and Pena decided too late to start to run. On the check swing, he looked to first base and saw the appeal and tried to beat the throw. And Kurt Suzuki very calmly went back, picked it up, and made a good throw to first. Important thing there is not to panic.
Mitch Meyer steps in. Another young hitter that the Royals would like to take a look at. Meyer is playing center field tonight. Actually, I wanted to let everybody know too, Ray, in the opening of our show, we showed Tommy Everidge's home run, first major league home run, and I also saw Mitch Meyer, who was in center field, throw it back in the stands, and I said, hey, I'm not sure where the ball is right now, but we got good news that Everidge did get the baseball.
Yes, he did.
Which is important.
Cost him an autographed bat, a couple of balls.
It's not bad. It's going to bounce, and Meyer's going to beat it out. It checked up a little bit for Anderson, so it'll be an infield hit and the first hit for the Royals.
Well, not much he could do, and unfortunately the ball was not going to check up and go foul. So Brett Anderson had to make sure he caught it, make a good throw to first, keeping the runner at first, who was going to beat it out easily. Cliff Pennington hit his first home run Wednesday.
Yeah.
And last night Tommy Everidge hit his first. You know who was gloating?
Who?
Pennington. He said,
really?
Oh, as soon as he hit the home run, he went to Everidge and said, I got you.
Those crazy rookies.
Oh, yeah. And he said at least he got a couple of days, which he was able to do Thursday, Friday before Everidge hit his.
2 days worth of gloating?
Yep. But all Tommy Tom had to say was, how much were you here last year?
That's right.
This is my first time in the show. You were here last year.
How many at-bats did it take you? That one shot to right. Sweeney on the dive, and he caught it.
Do it all.
Ryan Sweeney, diving catch, takes a hit away from Unieski. Betancourt, side, retired. rubber game of the 3-game series. Rajai Davis, Scott Hairston, and Jack Cuss against Luke Hochevar. Curveball swing and a miss by Davis. A 3-run homer by Ryan Sweeney, followed by a Bobby Crosby home run. That is the scoring in the ball game so far. Rajai, maybe he's not picking the ball up real well out of Hochevar's hand. We've seen him swing at some pitches out of the strike zone in his first 2 at-bats. Lays off that one, 1-2. Davis reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning and then was picked off. And caught leaning. Hochevar. And that hits Rajai Davis. Another curveball. And that's how the third will start for the A's. So that's the 3rd straight inning they've had their leadoff man on.
See how much he picked up on his move in the first inning. We got picked off, but turned away from this curveball. Glancing blow off his left arm. Still stings, as you see Rajai grimacing a little bit.
Scott Hairston grounded out to third to end the first inning. The ball trickles away from Tehan, but Davis is fast, probably not quite that fast.
Well, Rajai twice this year has had a pickoff attempt. Throw get by him at the Coliseum down the bullpen, and by comparison, there's no foul territory here. He could get 1 base probably, and that's it, unless it caroms off the tarp, the pulling roller, or down in the right field, but it's not going to go too far.
Davis takes off. Pena's throw is not in time. Stolen base for Rajai Davis. So Davis has his 19th stolen base of the year.
Huge lead and even better jump. Pena with a little sidearm, but his accuracy is pretty good considering his release point. Rajai looking back to see if there's going to be contact. Straight steal all the way. Hairston read it, let him steal it. 25 last year.
Bounce to the right side. So Scott Hairston moves the runner over. So 1 out. Davis now at third. Well, finally, we got in-depth sports news for the in-depth Bay Area sports fan. Go deep with Sportsnet Central tonight at 6 o'clock on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. It's presented by Burger King.
Excellent job by Scott Hairston, and stolen base by Rajai, and a ground ball to the right side, infield in. Chance for Jack Cuss to drive in another one.
This one's popped up, so Cuss is not going to be able to get it done. It's going to be Betancourt who grabs it. Yeah. The RBI drought for Jack Cuss continues, and I think it's probably getting a little bit frustrating for him.
Yeah, he must be thinking about it too. He knows.
He has to be.
Hitters know, and then what, 16 games now?
16. July 23rd at New York was the last time Cuss knocked in a run, and it was with a sacrifice fly.
Kurt Suzuki has caught him with 50. Chance with a 2-out hit to make it 51.
Slider down and away to Suzuki. Kurt had a double in the second inning, and that put runners at second and third. Got the A's going when they scored their 4. Scored on the Ryan Sweeney home run. Another slider, 2-0. Left field toward the line. DeJesus fighting the sun, and he hangs in there, and he makes the catch. So the A's do not score. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's the A's 4 and the Royals nothing.
First pitch is at 105 with 10,000 fans. We get a limited edition Oakland A's baseball hat, and it's brought to you by Wells Fargo. Get tickets online at oaklandathletics.com or call 877-493-BALL.
How about this, Ray? That's right here at the stadium. Ice cream eating contest. Now, you and I like ice cream, but we don't go at it quite that hard.
And the little kid won. Kid about 4 years old won it.
That's right.
No, that's. Of course, all they had to do is say, in 1 minute we're going to start, put it out and melt.
Yeah, you got to eat it before it melts. Kind of makes me want to have some dibs, though.
I know.
Doesn't it? Let's pop a few in.
Yeah. Had some coupons, but I couldn't find a store that had them.
Now, how come I don't have any of those? Weren't you supposed to split those up with me?
Well, I'm looking for the store, then I'll bring you the dibs.
Okay. Gotcha.
Once I find the
All
store.
Right. All right. I knew you did.
If not, you know we'll get them when we get back to the
That's
Coliseum.
right. That's right. Josh Anderson is retired, so it's to the top of the Royals order and David DeJesus. DeJesus struck out looking at a breaking ball in his first at bat. So now 4 for 9 in the series.
It's like the water's, the fountain's a little bit, cause a little bit of a haze. I better wipe off the lens out in the center field.
Our center field camera guys, he's got a full battle going today.
I bet he's the coolest cameraman out there, though.
He's cool, yet a little irritated that he has to wipe off his lens after almost every pitch. There he is.
Well, I'm sure somebody could come up with an invention of a mini windshield or lens wiper. Just beep, back and forth, just like a car windshield wiper.
Or you can hire somebody if you stand out there.
You just push a button just like you do a car.
Yeah. 2-2 pitch to DeJesus. He bounces it to the right side. Kennedy picks it up, flips to first, 2 outs. So that'll bring up Willie Bloomquist.
By the way, I don't know if we mentioned the powder blue jerseys the Royals are wearing. I think that's a Sunday tradition here. Kind of going back in time, kind of their throwback jersey. Back in the times when they played well and actually won some divisions, World Series. Powder blue jerseys.
Bloomquist, first pitch swinging, pops it up. And a very nice inning for Brett Anderson. He needed just 8 pitches for that 3 up through down inning. 4-0 A's after 3. Home run. Remember we talked about this, Mitch Meyer? That was the home run. It bounced back onto the field. Meyer threw it back into the stands. And then there's your guy. That's the guy we negotiated with?
Yep.
And what did he get?
Batting a couple of balls.
Perfect.
Pennington the same thing in Oakland.
So Tommy Everidge has his first major league home run ball. Tucked away, safe and sound.
I mean, a lot more to Tommy Everidge than it would that young man who ended up getting it, and got it because Meyer threw it back.
That's right. You trade quantity for quality,
That's
right? 2-0 to Everidge. Cues that one off the end of his bat. Everidge hit a line drive that Betancourt leaped up for and made a catch in the second inning.
But Tommy Everidge, Joaquin Soria, that was right field, and it was a shot, a bullet to right center field. So Tommy, his first home run, and talking to our good friend Gordon Lakey and some of the scouts today, and they've been very impressed with Tommy Everidge and his swing because he is a patient hitter, uses the whole field, very quick stroke. They think he's going to be a good one. Kind of think of Greg Lazinski.
Looks like him, doesn't it?
Oh, man, he's.
Left center. Betancourt out over the shoulder, and another nice play by Betancourt.
All right, Tommy. Betancourt has proven he can play, so try somebody else.
Find another guy. That had a weird sound to it come off the bat.
Sunglasses, the sun, and over the shoulder. Maybe some football scouts in over from Arrowhead Stadium watching this play.
Ray, I don't want to talk about football. It's baseball season.
Yeah, but
okay?
you were already talking to Dallaire in between innings about which team were you asking about the record? Because you said 9-7 for somebody.
Dallaire's a big Tennessee Titan fan. We don't know why. He grew up in the Bay Area. Let's see. Just put his finger on the standings one day and pointed at the Titans. I don't know. 1-1 to Ryan Sweeney. And now 1-2. Sweeney, the big hit in the game so far, a 3-run homer, his second home run in this series. He hits another one well right center. Anderson and Meyer coming together, and it's going to be Anderson who makes the running catch. So that time Sweeney just went to the big bar to the ballpark and comes up a little bit short, 2 outs.
I think a little communication because Anderson looking to Meyer just see if he's going to get there, and then I said, well, you better take it. I'm not going to make it.
So Bobby Crosby will hit. 2 outs, nobody on. Crosby followed Sweeney's home run with a home run of his own, and it was a long one, folks. Crosby's home run went over the bullpen in left field. I don't know if it's a good day for cotton candy. Seems to be there has to be a temperature limit for cotton candy.
Get the ice cream fast because it's going to melt.
Now we're talking. A's have 3 hits in the game, and all of them came in that second inning. Swing and a miss. So Crosby strikes out. 3 strikeouts for Hochevar, and he has his first 3-up, 3-down inning. Why? Well, what we did, Blair the Worst asked us your favorite parks just across the board. Could be old parks, could be a park that's not there anymore. So Ray, you went with Fenway as your favorite.
Ed got a chance to go to Wrigley, didn't play there, but interleague play got a chance to see Wrigley. So the older stadiums and the old Yankee Stadium. before the renovation. One of my favorites because it was so far. The monuments of play. Safeco Field's in there, no doubt, and at the Angel Stadium, just because of the way they redid the Angel Stadium on the West Coast.
It's a base hit to right field for Billy Butler. Well, I was thinking about a couple of the old ballparks that I remember as a kid. County Stadium, you know, growing up there, and Municipal Stadium, seeing you and Brother Dwayne play there. Wasn't the most beautiful stadium, but from a memory standpoint, as a little kid sitting there watching the game, it just pops out.
There you go, little kid watching.
I was just a little kid when you were playing.
Thank you. You bring that up too much, by the way.
But you were my second favorite Indians.
County Stadium was great because they always had tailgating and the brats.
And it was as far as watching a game, it was actually a pretty nice stadium. It was old, but the clubhouse was a little funky.
Yeah. And, you know, with interleague play, we have, I mentioned Wrigley, and, you know, there's no doubt AT Park is nice with the bay, looking out over the bay, and those National League parks, but still some oldies but goodies in the American League.
Yeah. But I think of the modern parks, I think we both probably like Safeco the best.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful ballpark, Seattle. Everything about it from our perspective is great. Pretty decent atmosphere, even though the Mariners have not been winning a lot in the last 30 years. Broadcast booth is beautiful. And I like Camden Yards a lot, where we are headed.
Yes,
it's a very nice setup, very intimate. That's the thing that strikes me when you're at Camden Yards.
Well, the first thing about Camden Yards I remembered is that as soon as it opened, it looked old. It's brand new, but they made it look like it was an older stadium. We will see that tomorrow night and Tuesday night on Comcast Sportsnet California. Not in high definition, but what is it, Blair? The
16 by 9.
16 by 9. Very close.
Strike 3 call on Mark Tehan.
Digital signal, and of course, when you get back home, those of you who don't have the high def, make sure you get it before we return to the Coliseum. A big homestand after seeing this great slider called strike 3. Slider to Mark Tehan. A very good pitch thrown by Brett Anderson.
So 1 out, and here's Callasco. You know, neither of us had this ballpark on our list, but it's a pretty nice park.
Yes, they've done a lot.
For a park that opened in 1973, it's beautiful.
A chance, a little bit of time to walk around and see the wide corridors. The fans can, you know, move around easily.
Did you go to the Hall of Fame?
Yes, I did. I want to talk about that because that is outstanding. And what's great about it, and the Royals have one Hall of Famer in George Brett. They have 3 retired numbers in Frank White, Dick Hauser, and George Brett. But they also have a Royals Hall of Fame. And some of the great players that have played here since the Royals moved to this park. Paul Splittorff, Dennis Leonard, Amos Otis, Freddie Patek, and Whitey Herzog, the manager. I mean, on and on, a great list of the Royals Hall of Fame. And I think that's really sets it apart from, you know, the retired numbers maybe, but also a team Hall of Fame.
Sure.
That's some of the great players. And I think when the A's get their new stadium, I'm sure Mr. Lou Wolf and the architect is going to be taking a look. And this is one Hall of Fame you should see because they did it perfectly. And just they have a film, didn't get a chance to see that, but they talked about the old Municipal Stadium where the Kansas City club played, actually Kansas City A's, Charlie Finley, before they moved out. There's the Hall of Fame in left field here at Kauffman Stadium. But it is packed. It was packed. Fortunately, got out there about the time they opened. Otherwise, I don't know, I would have made it my time to get back here. But George Brett, one of the most amazing things, George Brett, 3,154 hits. They hired a person to put his number 5 in baseballs. 3,154 Major League Baseballs in the number 5, the numerical number 5 on a pedestal. And there's a person who stands by that as long as the Hall of Fame is open, because Curator, who design took 100 hours to put it together.
Oh, my goodness.
But he did not want to put it in plexiglass. He did not want to put "Do Not Touch" sign.
Sure.
So they have a person who stands there to make sure nobody touches it.
Oh.
But he had. I mean, it's all drilled baseballs.
Sure.
It's drilled, screwed together,
Oh.
in the number 5. And the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
That's unbelievable.
100 hours to do it. I just wonder how many baseballs he ruined, because in some baseballs he had to drill 4 sides to put it in.
That's right.
But there is the Hall of Famer George Brett at Frank White's 8 Gold Gloves. And Frank White went 1 season without making 1 error, missing a ball. He caught everything that was hit to him. He only made errors when he was throwing the ball. Very few at that. You don't win 8 Gold Gloves and make a lot of errors.
No.
But to go a whole season and not miss a ball that was hit to you.
Oh.
But it's very well done, and I know that the A's have as much history as Kansas City A's/Royals have, and I think it's going to be a great addition to the new stadium once they get it.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea too to have your own Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. No,
It doesn't have to be the greatest players, but every organization has players that are maybe a step down from the retired number / Hall of Fame guys. But
think of the Royals. They won 1 World Series in '85. The A's have won 4 since '68. Some great eras in the '70s, late '80s, and some great players in those different eras. In 2000s, when the 4 postseasons in the 4 consecutive years.
just a bit inside to Brian Pena.
He also had, and what's really great about it, George Brett's 3,000th hit is in the Royals Hall of Fame. His bat that he got his 3,000th hit, and the pine tar bat,
Really?
is there as well. And you should see the bat, which was about 7 years later, when he got his 3,000th hit. It had pine tar almost the entire length of the bat.
It was very illegal.
Oh, you very well. I mean, it's ridiculous, but
As far as
but they
baseball
have
goes.
a home plate, and they show the bat. The width of the home plate, that's as far as the pine tar is supposed to go, to 17 inches, and it shows the bat next to the home plate. That's a great display as well. But just a great, and fans ever get back to Kansas City, Kauffman Stadium, make sure they get a chance to visit the Hall of Fame.
Now, can you just walk in
Yeah,
there?
it's
Is there a
free.
charge? So
It's
once
free.
you're in the
It is free.
ballpark, you can just go in
Yeah,
there. That's a
it's
good
free,
idea.
yeah. And it's open when the Royals aren't playing, the off season, so people have a chance to go in and see it.
Another foul ball. So the Royals fouling off a lot of pitches from Brett Anderson here in the fourth inning. Anderson's pitch count at 61. And on days like today, any type of long inning can really wear you down.
But in this inning alone, 7 foul balls with 2 strikes. He's just not been able to get the strikeout or the out pitch.
This one's popped up, and it's going to be out of play.
For Suzuki, Kurt just took his mask off and came back, and as if to say, "Stay in place so I can catch it and get back in the dugout."
Yeah, he should get special treatment on the airplane on our way to Baltimore. Leave the man alone, give him lots of water, and let him sleep. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a couple of strikeouts for Anderson in the inning. He's got 5 in the game, and the A's holding on to a 4-0 lead. A great play area for the youngsters inside the ballpark as well. That is out beyond the Hall of Fame, out in left field. Little diamond. She's going to make it. Yes, she is.
Outfield experience here at Kauffman Stadium. And the parking, and of course they originally wanted the new stadium, instead of putting the money here, they wanted to be built downtown. But there's no way they had the land, the parking, all of that to be able to do what they already had here in this area that's been here since early 70s.
Hennington is going to be retired by Mark Teehan. Well, listen, I think we've seen downtown ballparks, and they're great. I mean, there's no question about it. But there are places where you are probably better off having the ballparks out, and I think this is one of them. And I love downtown ballparks. This is a pretty good setup here because the freeway is literally right above us, and it's a giant open piece of land. Huge parking lots. I mean, as big a parking lot as you'll ever see.
And you think that they moved in here in 1972. 71 Old Municipal Stadium was last year. And so they've been able to build this stadium, the football next to it at Arrowhead Stadium. Separate park, same parking lot. Huge area for parking, freeway access. And they did renovations to this stadium for $250 million. It would have cost $600 to $800 million probably to build a new one.
Yep.
So they had everything here just to be able to improve on what they already had.
One and two to Adam Kennedy. And Kennedy swings and misses, and that's strikeout number 4 for Hochevar. So Hochevar has indeed been able to bounce back from that very difficult second inning.
Well, this swing is kind of indicative of how the players are feeling about halfway through this game. And, it's so wearing on you with this heat. 1999, when the A's were here playing the Royals, they were falling like flies. Guys were just had to come out of the games. It was an extra inning game, I think, and it was so hot and humid. I think Jorge Valandia had to get an IV because of just.
So you really have to be careful.
Oh, you better be careful, and you better make sure that you hydrate and with the right liquids.
Sure.
And of course, Steve Sales, Walt Horn, Bob Alejo make sure of that. Alert the guys before coming back to here and Baltimore to make sure that they do a lot of hydrating before they come in and play here.
Rajay Davis is going to have an infield hit. Once it got past Hochevar, you had a pretty good idea that Davis was going to get himself an infield hit. So Rajay 1 for 2, but he's been on base all 3 times. Fielder's choice, a hit by pitch, and now this infield hit.
Well, he looked, and once he got past Hochevar, Hochevar fell off to the first base side and not able to recover quickly enough, and no chance for Gillespie to make the play. And Rajay with the infield hit. He's on again with a couple of outs and see if he attempts another stolen base.
Might as well. Davis got a stolen base in the 3rd.
See Rajay as he got off the bag, looking back, you see him looking in towards the catcher. Sometimes the catcher gets a little careless, and without a runner at second base, he'll give just one sign. And you see, I've seen a runner, Toby Harrah, when he played for Texas, and I was Cleveland. He'd get out and he'd start looking in, see if he could see. Does he call a fastball, or it's going to be a pretty easy pitch for a catcher to throw, but you see a 2, 3, or 4 curveball, slider, or changeup, pretty good pitch to run on. So that's where the catcher has to make sure he hides his signs, giving them to the pitcher.
Davis takes off, and Hairston rolls it foul, and Rajay Davis had another huge jump. But Hairston is already down in the count 0-1.
That's the difference.
I think if it was a different count, he may have taken the pitch.
Yeah, he took the first pitch last at bat. It was a ball. Just nobody out. That was a leadoff hit batter.
Davis bluffs this time and does not go, and pitch is fouled off the catcher. Pretty good shot to Ryan Pena. Davis stole the base in the third, but he also got picked off in the first. So he's had a little bit of the adventure on the base pass. Some good, some bad. That will not slow down Rajai Davis. Rajai takes off, pitches inside, throw to second base, not in time. So stolen base for Rajai Davis, his second in the game.
Pena again taking a little bit extra time and then just a long delivery, and once he perfects the throwing, he's making an accurate throw, even though a little sidearm. That's unorthodox for a catcher to be throwing that way. And of course, he had Bloomquist standing in front of the bag instead of straddling. But it's amazing the accuracy, but he almost has to plan the movement. When you throw sidearm like that, you're going to get some tailing action on the pitch, the throw to second base.
Chance to knock in a run for Scott Hairston, and it's 2-2.
Pena, quick release, but a little sidearm.
Blocks that one, so the count is full. Jack Cust is in the on-deck circle. All 4 runs in the game scored in the second inning by the A's. Sweeney and Crosby home runs. Hairston fouls it back, so a breaking ball on 3-2. Hairston has grounded out twice in the game, once to third and once to second. It's this one up the middle, and it's going to be fielded. Bloomquist, he doesn't have a play anywhere, but the fact that he was able to field it keeps Davis at third, so it's first and third, and it'll be a hit for Scott Hairston.
Jack Cust against Hoche. May 12th, 3-run home run over the Comcast Sportsnet high definition side. Jack likes to do that. He told me he shoots for those signs at the Coliseum. Sure. One left center, one right center. He likes Comcast. But the ball that Hairston hit was going to hit second base, the bag, and maybe carry far enough away for Rajai to score. Rajai had to be concerned rounding the bag too far because the only play for Bloomquist was to try to get him.
That one's driven center field. Meyer back, and he's going to get there, and he makes the catch. Side retired, A's strand a pair. Bottom of the 5th inning coming up. It'll be Meyer, Betancourt, and Anderson for Kansas City.
anniversary of the 1929 Philadelphia A's World Series Championship. The A's and White Sox wore 1929 uniforms, and 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a 1929 replica jersey, and it's presented by Cash Creek Casino Resort. For more information, visit OaklandAthletics.com, and remember that the first pitch is thrown out will be by Connie Mack's granddaughter and Jimmy Fox's grandson, Double X grandson. 50-cent peanuts and specially priced tickets for that day, and they're available online. 1 week from today, it should be a fun day at the Coliseum. We'll turn back the clock to 1929.
Mitch Meyer leading it off for the Royals. 4-0 Athletics. Meyer had an infield hit in the second inning. Just 2 hits in the game for the Royals. Butler a single in the fourth, and then the Meyer infield single, and that was back in the second. A little pop center field that'll drop in front of Rajai Davis. So Mitch Meyer kind of goes down and golfs one out there. He's 2 for 2. And for the second straight inning, the Royals have their leadoff hitter on.
Off the end of the bat with a breaking ball. Meyer, a couple of hits. Another one that was out in front of the plate to the left of Brad Anderson, could not handle it.
So here's Yuniesky Betancourt.
You were talking last night about this day game where the relief pitchers, how they would stay in the shade.
Yeah.
It's like they do have a nice overhang.
A little bit, yeah.
Left field.
Just enough.
They're able to sit back in the shade. Of course, when they warm up, they'll be in the sun. Right now, Brett Anderson is allowing them to take the early part of the game off.
So at least they're sitting in the shade, but I gotta believe, I'm sure there's a fan or two out there, but it's gotta be hot. No question about it.
Just keep Edgar away from the ammonia water.
Anderson grabs it, fires to second, and that's a double play. Nicely done by Brett Anderson. 1-6-3, and 2 outs.
That is textbook, because Brett Anderson, first of all, who was going to be covering second base, as soon as Betancourt hit the ball back to Brett Anderson, he knew that it was going to be Pennington, led him right to the bag. Pennington, perfect throw to first base, and that is as textbook as you can find. Very well executed by the Athletics. Brett Anderson did not throw back towards shortstop. He kind of led him to the bag. Pitcher just throws to the bag, and knowing that the infielder who's already told him who's going to be there. It's pretty good ground ball pitcher. Get the double plays.
Two and 0 to Josh Anderson. Anderson playing right field today. Grounded out to Kennedy in his first at bat. That was in the third inning. This one's toward Cliff Pennington, and that will do it. So the double play helps out Brett Anderson, and we are headed to the 6th in Kansas City. 4-0 A's. steamy Kauffman Stadium. That young lady has gone to, looks like the Icy, which is a pretty good choice. Although that's her second entree in about the last 5 minutes. We're going to show you what her first entree was. Line drive and a diving catch by Cayaspo, and he throws out Kurt Suzuki. A smash, and Cayaspo makes another nice play. So pretty good defense by both teams this afternoon.
Another frustration for Kurt Suzuki. Not able to get the runner in from third and 2 outs, and catching a lot of foul balls by Brett Anderson. Now he hits a rope and doesn't even get a hit out.
So 1 out for Tommy Everidge. 0 for 2 today for Everidge, and 3 for 8 in this series. 13th straight game that Everidge has been in the A's starting lineup. That's all 13 since he was called up. I'm telling you, you're going to be impressed with that young lady on the right.
Is it Icy?
You just wait.
Is that what she's having?
She's having an Icy now, but we're going to show you why she needs the Icy in a moment.
She's got a rose cap, sunglasses. She cares nothing about anything but eating.
You have no idea how correct you are, Ray. I'm teasing this big time. 2 and 2 now to Tommy Everidge.
So you have it on tape what she was eating, huh?
I just go by what I've heard by the great production crew down in the TV truck. If they tell me it's impressive, then I believe it. 2-2 to Tommy Everidge. And he lays off the pitch, so it's a full count. Sweeney in the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch, and this one off the end of the bat. DeJesus is going to come in, and he will get there. All right, you watch this, right? This is 2.5 minutes, but we speeded it up a little bit. Watch this young lady go.
Oh, no.
There's no messing around, folks. 2 hands. And she finished it all. She finished the whole, what do you want to call it, a ball of cotton candy? Yeah. I'm not even sure what you call it, but she finished it all in 2.5 minutes. And then she went for the Icy. Just to cool off a little bit. She's my favorite Royals fan right now. That was very impressive. Three-run homer for Ryan Sweeney, and that was in the 2nd inning. Came with runners on 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. So Sweeney probably just trying to hit a fly ball. He ended up hitting one out of the ballpark. Hitters count here at 2-0. And now 3-0. Hochhaver on the afternoon has walked 2 and struck out 4. And he has now walked 3. Well, if you missed the game or you just want to watch it again, Comcast has A's Baseball on demand. Go to Comcast Channel 1, select Sports and Fitness, and then select Comcast Sportsnet. A's Baseball available after every game.
Well, those aren't locusts. That's the fan in the dugout.
Sweeney takes off, and he's going to have a stolen base. So the A's have now 3 steals in the ball game, and they have 5 in the series, and that is a perfect time to steal a bag.
Well, Hochaver still with a high leg kick. He has a slide step, but he's using the high leg kick, giving his catcher absolutely no chance to throw anybody out. So, Ricky Henderson, wherever you are, you're correct. 85% of the time, it's the pitcher. Today, it's 100% of the time. A's third steal today, 5th for Ryan Sweeney. They are the running A's.
They now have 84 steals on the year. Last year, for the whole year, 88. Crosby a solo home run in the 2nd, then struck out swinging in the 4th. That pitch for Hochaver was number 94 on the afternoon. His last start, he threw 112 pitches. Sounds good, right? But he did it in 5 innings. So he's better today. You got to work hard to throw 112 pitches in 5 innings. One and 2 to Crosby. The home run by Crosby in the 2nd inning was his 5th of the year. He swings and misses at the slider. So that is strikeout number 5 for Hochaver. Bottom of the 6th coming up. The Royals will have the top of the order coming up. $6 burger with grilled pineapple is back at Carl's Jr. Little batting practice. Swing for a half hour and then turn around and watch the ball game. Not a bad way to spend an afternoon for that youngster. Right now, Brett Anderson, the youngster, has been very good. Just 3 hits through 5 innings. He goes after the top of the Royals order to Jesus, Bloomquist, and Butler.
Well, we know Brett Anderson always gets hydrated because he is always drinking water in the dugout. Whether he's pitching or Dave's pitching.
Yep, drinks a lot of water.
Yeah, his bottles of water sitting next to him.
Jesus now behind in the count 0-2. DeJesus has struck out looking and grounded to second. So he's 0 for 2 today, 4 for 10 in the series. So 0-2 to 2-2 for De Jesus. Jesus also has 4 runs batted in this series to bring his total on the year to 53. Bat goes flying toward Bloomquist, who ducks out of the way. So De Jesus was able to just get a piece of the baseball, keep the count at 2-2.
So Suzuki caught it, but it must have hit the ground first. And just missed it. Thought he had.
Foul, so De Jesus hanging in there against Anderson. Well, the A's will, as we said, head to Baltimore after the game. The Royals will have an off day tomorrow, and then they will start a 9-game road trip. Minnesota, Detroit, and the White Sox. That's the road trip for Kansas City.
Real tough traveling schedule they've got coming up.
Oh, yeah. Central is the place to be travel-wise. Hairston makes a nice running catch right near the foul line and near the wall. Nice play.
Excellent play. Got a great jump on the ball. Still bothered by the quad injury. A little tightness of the quad. Scott Hairston, though, got a great jump, great angle going to the ball. And right before he hit the foul line and then ran into the wall. Great concentration. And robbing De Jesus of extra bases.
Oh, is he? He's low key, man. But Anderson's low key.
So when he throws the perfect game like Mark Burley, we'll have 2 of a kind. Burley, very low key.
Yeah.
Do you know where the Royals are going to Minnesota?
Yeah.
They could probably leave Tuesday at about 10 o'clock.
Sure.
A's, of course, whenever they travel, they leave on the off day. And the next day, they have to leave the day of the game or the day of the game before. But in the Central,
Central's the place to be.
Wow. Short flights, easy on the travel.
Yeah.
Easy on the budget for the club.
Big time. Yeah, just think about, I mean, Kansas City obviously located pretty much right in the middle, but I think, and we've talked about this before, if you look at a map and then you look at the baseball teams, Chicago's probably the best travel spot.
For them, right?
For them, yeah. For the White Sox
Right.
or the Cubs. Because the teams in their division where they're going to go 3 times are very close. And the West Coast from Chicago is 3.5-hour flight. East Coast's hour and a half.
Yeah.
West Coast teams, travel-wise, are definitely at a disadvantage. There's no question about it. I remember talking to Joe Nathan with the Giants for a long time, and then with the Twins, and he said it's unbelievable, the difference. I mean, he said you're on the plane for an hour as opposed to 4 or 5 hours. Suzuki has to hurry, and he throws. Nice play by Kurt Suzuki. He and Brett Anderson make sure everybody's okay, and they are. 3 up, 3 down inning for Anderson. who's one of our great cameramen here in Kansas City. He's got a couple nephews in Petaluma, Justin and Mason. They're watching. Bruce says hello. And we're glad the youngsters are watching. That's great.
They better be.
They better be. They better be cheering for the A's, too, if they're living in Petaluma. Johnny Gomes territory up there in Petaluma.
707.
So we can tell Justin and Mason that their uncle's doing a great job in tough conditions. Very hot weather. The cameramen and the crew are hanging in there.
Where?
He's outside, man.
Oh, outside.
It's hot. Smoking hot.
No umbrella? Did you hydrate?
Yes, he did. Cliff Pennington hits a little squib foul ball that hits Adam Kennedy, and a little chunk of the bat goes flying. Kennedy's fine.
Pennington might be using the cupped bat. No, he's not. At least that one's not. But usually, into the bat, you cup it out a little bit, take some of the weight out. Ball happens to hit off the end, it will split it like that. Maybe just a bad piece of lumber. Pennington has gone to a heavier bat. It's helped him.
Tries to check his swing, and he does. So the count 2-2 to Pennington. 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out.
It's not even close. Not even worthy of an appeal.
Fastball, swing and a miss. So that is strikeout number 6 for Hochevar. So Hochevar probably wishes he could have one pitch back, and that was the pitch he threw to Ryan Sweeney that resulted in a 3-run homer, because outside of that, he's pitched very well. He's had 5 hits off him.
That first pitch fastball to Bobby Crosby, and he's thrown him nothing but sliders ever since. But it's the second inning. It was the second inning, and that's been his demise all year, or at least the 2 starts against the A's.
Roman Colon starts to warm up. Adam Kennedy walked in the first and then struck out swinging in the second and struck out swinging in the 5th. So Kennedy is 0 for 2, and he's 2 for 10 in the series. High fastball. Kennedy lays off. Hochevar, 104 pitches now in the ball game. Hit hard on the ground into right field. A base hit for Kennedy. Kennedy gets his first hit today, and that is number 6 for the Athletics.
Well, Kennedy also a stolen base threat. The A's have stolen 3. Rajay a couple of times. Ryan Sweeney once. If Hochevar continues with a high leg kick, we'll see if Kennedy runs.
Not running, and the pitch is low. So the A's 3 for 3 in steals today. Bounced off the plate. Off the foot, actually, of Rajay Davis, so it's a foul ball.
Straight down, thought it hit the plate, but definitely hit his foot. Considering the conditions, it's been a very well played game.
Yep.
As the A's able to score the 4 in the second inning. Great pitching performance by Hochevar after that. Brent Anderson 6 solid innings, just 3 hits.
Kennedy's.
I think he was running.
Yeah, he was going, and he's going to get tagged out. No,
he
the
dropped.
And they're calling him out.
Huh. Now what happened there? I mean,
Bob Guerin's going to argue. I think he wants to know why he was called out. Tehan tagged Kennedy with the ball in his throwing hand, but when did the ball fall out of the hand of Tehan? Let's find out.
It's all one and the same motion. Oh, that's not even close.
Well, that's a bad call.
He wasn't out of the base path. It just looked like when he tagged him with the ball in his hand, once he made contact, because Kennedy didn't do anything to jar the ball. Or maybe he did, because he brought his left arm back, his hand back. Watch his left arm right there. That's probably why he called it, because he thought he knocked it out of his hand, which he should have been tagging him with the ball in his bare hand anyway.
So 2 outs, and now the count 1-1 to Davis. Now 2-1. So a little bit of an odd play, but the Royals get the out. Three and 1. It did look like Kennedy was going to go.
Oh. Yeah, and it looked like he maybe tried to dislodge the ball from Tien's hand by whipping his left arm back. It wasn't like A-Rod pushing.
No. Bronson Arroyo.
Yeah.
Little pop-up right field that'll drop for a hit by Rajai Davis. So Rajai 2 for 3. He might as well go too, right?
Yeah. Rajai with a 3-1 count with a 2-strike approach. Not a bad idea. See if the Royals pitch out, because Rajai been on a couple of times.
They haven't pitched out once today.
No, they have.
They have thrown over quite a bit. So Rajai Davis with his 2 hits today, 5 for 11 in the series. So Scott Hairston looking for his second hit this afternoon. Singled in the 5th. Before that, a couple of ground outs. Davis not going, and the pitch is fouled straight back. Rangers and the Angels are underway in Anaheim. That's the rubber game of that 3-game series. No score in the 3rd inning. Angels won last night 3-2. Behind Jared Weaver, who got his 12th win of the year. There's the pitch out. Angels lead over Texas 4.5 in the AL West. After today, those 2 teams will have 7 games left against each other, including a 4-game set in Anaheim on the final week. So I'm sure the Rangers are hoping that series will mean something, but that's a little ways off. Dodgers 4.5 back in the division, but just 1 game back in the wild card. 1 game behind the Boston Red Sox. Wild card goes Boston, Texas, and then Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's 1.5 back. Rajay, he was headed to second and he stopped and turned around, so he may not have liked the jump he got.
Well, he bluffed enough that you can hear sounds of there he goes, basically, and just alerting Pena. Of course, right-handed batter. Pena can see Rajay when he takes off. More help is needed with a left-handed hitter. You can't see, and you want help from the dugout.
Bounce towards short. Big hop for Betancourt. And that will do it for the A's. 7th inning stretch from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. It's 4-0 Athletics. Afternoon. Brett Anderson, 6 very good innings so far. He's got 5 strikeouts. He is heading to the mound for the 7th inning. The big hit, Ryan Sweeney, a 3-run homer in the 2nd inning. And then right after Sweeney connected for the 3-run shot, Bobby Crosby. Watch where this baby lands. Way up the steps in left field. That is all the scoring in the game. A couple of home runs. Sweeney, Crosby. So 4-7-0 for the Athletics, 0-3-0 for the Kansas City Royals. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. 3 more steals today for the Athletics as they continue their really change of style, stealing many more bases in the second half of the season. Check in on our man Kurt Suzuki. How's he doing? Hanging in there. Hang in there, Kurt.
Well, they played God Bless America between the innings, as they usually do in the bottom of the 7th inning. And instead of Kurt staying in the dugout where it was nice and shady and with a fan for at least another 30 or 45 seconds, he started out and then stopped. And so he had to just stand in the sun a little bit longer.
Aaron Cunningham takes over in left field for the A's. So Hairston is done for the afternoon. Brett Anderson is not. He's heading back out there. He'll face Tehan, Callaspo, and Pena. So a left-handed hitter and then a couple of switch hitters. Strikeout and a ground out tonight for Mark Tehan. now 3-0. Anderson has walked just one. That was the second hitter he faced, Willie Bloomquist, back in the first. Now full count. Well, the hot weather does not seem to bother Brett Anderson yet, anyways. Still looks strong. Still with 92 pitches now. Up the middle, and that's into center field. The base hit for Teehan. So that's the third straight inning that the Royals have had their leadoff man aboard. They have been unable to do anything with that so far. Here's Callaspo. Callaspo 0 for 2 today, and 5 for 11 in the series. So after the Teehan base hit, A's bullpen starts to move around as Mike Wirtz is up. Callaspo now behind in the count, 0-2. It's funny, the Kansas City Royals in the first 2 games of this series had a combined 31 hits. 31 hits in the first 2 games. They have just 4 today. They had 13 extra base hits in the first 2 games of the series. They don't have any extra base hits today. That one bounced Everidge off the tip of his glove down the right field line. Callaspo speeding to second. Stopping at third is Teehan. So for the first time, the Royals have something going against Brett Anderson. Just off the glove of Everidge.
Just enough off Everidge's glove instead of a possible double play. It's a double. Second and third, nobody out. Everidge holding the runner, came off the bag as the ball was hit to the right side on a hanging breaking ball. But Tommy Everidge jumped and just missed it. Craig Gray's going to buy some time for Michael Wirtz to get loose. Well, the A's have 2 lefties. Jay Marshall's with the club.
That's right. Forgot to mention that.
Never say no. Breslow is joining Michael Wirtz. Yeah, Jay Marshall brought back his Wirtz was sent back to AAA. But Dallas Brade's going to be able to make the next start at his turn.
So an old friend, Jay Marshall, back in the big leagues with the Athletics. So Marshall up from AAA, and Clayton Mortensen goes back to AAA. So Mortensen, the 1 start last night, he took the loss. Here's Pena. Up and away. Mitch Meyer, a left-handed hitter, is in the on-deck circle. A shot to right field. That's a base hit. 1 run scores. Callaspo will make the turn and stop at third. So the Royals are on the board on the RBI single by Brian Pena. It's 4-1. So 3 straight hits off Brett Anderson, and that's going to end his afternoon here in the 7th. So 6+ innings today for Brett Anderson. and he will lead. So pitching change, Michael Wirtz coming in. Down. Hope his bullpen can hold off the Kansas City Royals, but good performance for Anderson today. 1 earned run so far, but the 2 runners on base are his. Callaspo's at third, Pena at first. Nobody out, so Michael Wirtz comes in. He'll try to stop this rally by the Royals right now. Wirtz will face Mitch Meyer. Meyer is 2 for 2, a couple of singles. The first pitch is hit on the ground. Kennedy has it to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. Run comes in to score. Fielder's choice and an RBI for Meyer. It's 4-2.
A pretty good play by Pennington after the throw from Kennedy. You can tell by the sound of the bat it was off the end of the bat, slowed down because of maybe cracked bat. Pennington across the bag decided to not throw it. Took the chance of making an errant throw, so double play still in order.
So Betancourt is the hitter. Slider low to Betancourt. Betancourt was robbed of a hit in the second inning when Ryan Sweeney made a diving catch on a line drive. And then he hit into a 1-6-3 double play. So 0 for 2 today, 4 for 10 in the series is Betancourt. One and one. Meyer takes off, pitches in the dirt, a little double clutch by Suzuki, and it's going to be a stolen base for Meyer.
Yeah, with the ball in the dirt, Kurt just happy to catch it, and once he did, probably did not have a very good grip. That's why it took a little extra time. Have to first of all catch it and then try to pick it up quickly and throw it. He obviously did not have a very good grip. The ball kind of tucked between his glove and his chest protector.
2-1 to Betancourt. And he hits one up the middle, and it's going to be knocked down by Kennedy. So it's going to be a hit for Betancourt. Kennedy keeping it on the infield, saves a run. So Meyer now at third. And the infield hit by Betancourt.
Well, this is exactly what an infielder is supposed to do. Off the end of the bat, Kennedy with Pennington backing him up, but Kennedy going into the dive, knocking the ball down, Otherwise, that's a run with the speed of Betancourt at first. Anderson also with speed hitting, so what Wirtz needs is a strikeout.
So 4 hits in the inning for the Royals. Remember, they had 3 hits total through the first 6 innings. So Josh Anderson is the hitter. Remember, the Royals have a couple of left-handed hitters on the bench. Mike Jacobs is one, and Alex Gordon is another. But right now, they're going to stick with Josh Anderson. As Ray said, very fast. Tough guy to double up. Meyer and Betancourt are the runners.
All the more reason for the strikeout. And of course, with Breslow, the lefty, warming up alongside Wirtz, they opted to go to the right-hander, even though it's several left-handers in this lineup. Michael Wirtz with a good hard downer, the slider, effective against lefties as well as righties.
Anderson lays off that pitch, and now it's 2-0. So the Royals have got themselves back in the game here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 runs in. David DeJesus is the on-deck hitter. Anderson chased a pitch that was down and just got a piece of it, so 2-1.
Some of these hitters seeing Michael Wirtz for the first time, and the slider's working the way it has been this season. It should be a good opportunity for him to get a strikeout.
Slowly hit. Pennington get the out at second. The run comes in to score. So now it's 4-3. Just was not hit hard enough. The A's made sure that they got the lead out. So Anderson gets his 17th RBI on the fielder's choice.
Well, I would have to think Anderson's going to get a chance to try to steal second. Wirtz's great slider. It's sometimes difficult to keep it in a position where a catcher can field it cleanly and throw.
He's got a very good lead at first. And he takes off. DeJesus takes the pitch. The throw is not in time as it pops out of Pennington's glove. But it was going to be a stolen base by Anderson, whether Pennington catches it or not. Second stolen base in the inning.
And they got a fastball, but the big lead, no throw over. And Pennington just trying to make the quick catch and tag.
1-0 to DeJesus. Now 2-0. DeJesus has had some clutch hits for the Royals in this series, but today he's 0 for 3. Takes low, 3-0. Bloomquist is in the on-deck circle. 3-0 pitch in the dirt, pops away from Suzuki. Anderson's going to go to third.
They got to worry about De Jesus running. And hope to get an out without having to worry about it too much. Well, Kurt Suzuki blocked it, but interesting that 3-0, Wirtz went with a slider. I think they might have the green light and not throw the fastball, and he threw it in the dirt.
So Bloomquist hits, 2 on, 2 out. 3 runs in for Kansas City. Fastball right there for a strike. Ziegler, Breslow, a righty and a lefty for the A's. Shallow center. Davis racing in. He'll get there, and he makes the catch. Side retired. 3 runs for the Royals. We head to the 8th inning. It's the A's 4, and it's the Royals 3. A's fans are hanging in there. If there is any consolation, there is a little breeze in the ballpark. That helps. That A's fan, he is not going to make it. Ramon Colon comes in. We get to see Colon for the first time in this series. As Jack Cuss steps in to lead off the top of the 8th inning. So Hochevar goes 7 innings, gives up 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. And Hochevar throws 114 pitches.
Well, at least it was 7 innings.
Yeah. To left field where De Jesus is going to grab it. So Jack Cuss 0 for 3 with a walk. So 1 out for Kurt Suzuki, and that is the line for Luke Hochevar. All 4 runs coming in the 2nd inning. attendance this afternoon, 19,439, 19439. That is the smallest crowd of the three games. Last night, 29,800 in the ballpark. Suzuki doubled and scored in the second inning. Fly ball to left in the third, and was robbed of a hit in the sixth by the third baseman, Castro. Suzuki hits one high to left, and that baby's going to leave the yard. Long home run for Suzuki. Number 9 on the year, and the A's lead 5-3.
Now that's great. For him to be out in this hot, humid weather, gets robbed of a base hit and just crushes a 2-0 fastball. And big insurance run here in the 8th inning, but challenged by Cologne. And Kurt Suzuki met the challenge, and like Bobby Crosby, there was no doubt. Way deep over the bullpen in left field. And that groan of, oh, that was a great sound for the visiting A's.
It was a long one, too.
Check it out above the Edelman and Thompson sign in front of the Hall of Fame, and bounced up off the Hall of Fame. Wow, way over that area, the seating area. Estimated distance, long.
Well, to get it up there, you got to hit it over the bullpen. So the A's third home run in today's game, and it's their 6th home run overall. 6th home run in the series, I should say. Tommy Everidge is the end of his bat is getting a workout today. He's hitting a lot of balls down the end. And no surprise then that he's 0 for 3. He did hit a line drive to the shortstop in his first at bat. Wright is the right-hander, Bale the left-hander. Everidge drives one to right field, but right there is Josh Anderson. So a hard hit ball that time by Tommy Everidge, but into the glove of Anderson. So Everidge hit a couple line drives today, but has nothing to show for it. Trey Hillman's coming out. So we are going to get a pitching change. It's going to bring in the left-hander John Bale to face Ryan Sweeney. Home run by Kurt Suzuki has given the A's a 5-3 lead here. 2 outs in the top of the 8th. the lefty John Bale. This is what Sweeney did in the second inning this afternoon.
Breaking ball from Hochevar and a 3-run home run. Actually, Hochevar 2 starts against the A's, 2 3-run home runs. Jack Cust the one in Oakland. Ryan Sweeney this afternoon. Both of them coming in the second inning.
So Sweeney will step in. 2 outs here in the 8th. Kurt Suzuki a home run earlier this inning. Give the A's their 5th run. So John Bale will take over. We saw Bale in game 1 of this series. Overall, his 32nd appearance. Sweeney gets a breaking pitch on the first pitch he sees, and he fouls it back. Sweeney has also hit a fly ball to deep right field, right center, and he walked and stole a base in the 6th inning. So 1 for 2 today, 3 for 10 in the series with a couple of home runs.
Ryan Sweeney might just decide being aggressive is a good approach. He definitely has the power, and his swing has been very good lately. Might as well just cheat a little bit, look for certain pitches in the counts, and let it go.
It's this one to left field where DeJesus goes back and over, and he's got it side retired. Kurt Suzuki's 9th home run of the year, and the A's add a run. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's the A's 5 and the Royals 3. (5-3) the A's over the Royals as we finish up our trip to Kansas City and Kauffman Stadium. Brad Ziegler is going to take over here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-3 with a 2.88 ERA. So Ziegler comes on after Wirtz and after Anderson. Changes for the A's on the infield. We'll give you those in just a moment. So Butler to lead it off, and the first pitch to him is inside from Ziegler. Butler is 1 for 3 in the afternoon. Remember, Ziegler came in last night. He actually finished the game, and he threw 1 pitch. See you later. Got it out.
So a little shifting on the infield. Mark Ellis, who had 7 innings off, is at second. Kennedy back to third. Crosby at first. So rotation on the infield for the A's. defense trying to get 6 outs to get a win in the series for the A's in this weekend.
Butler hits a shot into left field. That's a base hit. 2 hits today, 7 hits in the series for Billy Butler. He's been a tough out.
Now the little sinker down and in, and Butler has been very hot, just turned on it, and Adam Kennedy back to third, no chance. Gus maybe thought he should have had it, but that ball was a bullet by him.
So now Mark Tehan steps in. On deck is Alberto Callaspo. Tehan 1 for 3. A single, a ground out, and a strikeout. That pitch misses just off the plate. Each team with 8 hits in the ball game. Nobody's made an error. In fact, there has not been an error in this series by either team. Two and 0 to Tehan. Swings and misses at that one.
The way the Royals ran last inning, Billy Butler at first, not a threat to steal, so as a result, Bobby Crosby playing behind him.
Shoots that one foul. The ball was like off the plate. Tehan goes after it. So the count is even at 2-2. Right at Pennington. He'll flip to Ellis, and that is a tailor-made double play. Pennington was playing over that way. The ball was hit sharply right at him. Nicely done. 6-4-3 double play.
And pitchers usually try to kick in case the ball might be going up the middle. It looked like Ziegler gave it one of those, fortunately missed it because it was tailor-made.
So a couple of double plays turned by the A's in the ball game today. And here's Callaspo. Inside to Callaspo, who's 1 for 3. Doubled and scored in the 7th. Good numbers for Callaspo. 303 average with 44 RBIs. Rangers have a 2-0 lead in the 5th inning over the Angels. The Rangers still batting in that 5th.
I'm sure Brad Ziegler, of course, the bench in the one pitch last night, get into the game this afternoon, and got family here, friends here, grew up in the area, and come in, and you never know if it's a relief pitcher if you're going to get in the game. At least as a starter, maybe a pitcher or position play. You figure you're going to get a chance to play. And so, Brad Ziegler very happy to get in the game today, and it's his 3rd out. Turn it over to Andrew Bailey, who is heating up now in the bullpen.
Base hit right field. That one was up, and I think Ziegler knew it. When his ball gets up, Callaspo takes advantage of it. So a couple of hits off Ziegler here in the 8th.
They're just trying to throw a strike, and as a result, threw it towards the middle. And whatever Trey Hillman was saying to Ryan Pena as he was getting ready to go in the on-deck circle, we'll see what it was all about. He's got B. Pena on the back of his uniform. Tony Pena Jr. also.
Yeah.
Pena is now a pitcher.
Now a pitcher, yeah.
Got a chance that it could be Pena against Pena as the battery.
We saw Pena as the shortstop last year, maybe a couple years ago.
Yeah, last year he had a 169, so that's why he became a pitcher.
It's probably a smart move by him.
95 games, so there's the B. Pena.
Pena had an RBI single in the 7th inning, his 9th RBI of the year. Before that, he struck out twice. Big swing there, and he fouls it back to the screen. So Ziegler ahead in the count, 1-2. Callaspo, the lead at first. He's not going anywhere, and the pitch is fouled behind the screen, or behind home plate, I should say, and
get a new bat.
Get a new bat.
Actually, sometime this winter they could use that firewood, but I don't think right now it'd be a good idea to store it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah, that's a good call by you. It is not firewood weather.
No. Jay Marshall came in and in this heat today. He said it was a game in Sacramento this week with 78 degrees during the day. Sacramento in August at 78. Beautiful day.
One-two pitch driven down the right field line, but it's going to be foul.
Keep it away from this guy. You never know. He's got a little power. He's not played that much, but that was dangerously close. Pitch down and in. He turned on it.
Another 1-2 outside to even the count. Pena has a couple of home runs on the year. Remember, he only has 84, make it 85 at bats now. Dribbled slowly toward Ellis, picks it up, flips on the run, side, retired. Couple of hits for the Royals, but Ziegler gets a big double play. 9th inning coming up. The A's lead 5-3.
And after the game, fans are invited to meet Andrew Beatty. He should be coming into the 9th inning here. He'll be at Massey's Billiards Bar and Grill at 2721 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Andrew will sign autographs, take pictures with fans 1 hour following the game. I'm sure he'll talk about his all-star experience. And Saturday, August the 15th, after the A's White Sox game, meet Andrew Beatty at Massey's Billiards Bar and Grill in Walnut Creek. Good guy, an all-star. Probably the first of many.
Bobby Crosby leading it off for the A's in the 9th inning. John Bale got the final out in the top of the 8th inning. Crosby a home run in the ball game back in the 2nd inning. Make sure you join us tomorrow, 4 o'clock from Camden Yards in Baltimore. Game 1 of that 3-game series, the A's and the Orioles. Gio Gonzalez, Jeremy Guthrie will be the pitching matchup. Crosby drives one to right field. That ball's hit well. That ball is gone.
My.
Bobby Crosby goes the other way. A solo home run, and it's 6-3 Athletics. Wow.
So Bobby Crosby, of course, 2 today, but you look at his home runs. First one to the opposite field, everything to left field, pulled to left field, but this one just a nice, easy swing. Been seeing sliders from Hochevar, and this ball just kept carrying. Into the Pepsi porch. Boy, Bobby, it's impressing some scouts today.
Yep. 4 home runs by the Athletics this afternoon.
3rd time this year.
Yep. 7 home runs in the series. Pennington drives with a center field, but Mitch Meyer was shaded over toward right center, goes back to make the catch. So Cliff Pennington is 0 for 4. 1 out here in the 9th. Top of the order for Adam Kennedy. So Sweeney in the 2nd, Crosby in the 2nd, Suzuki in the 8th, Crosby again in the 9th. Those are the home runs. 2nd multi-homer game in the career of Bobby Crosby. Adam Kennedy walked in the 1st, struck out in the 2nd, struck out again in the 5th, and then had a single in the 7th. Swings at the big Bale curveball, so it's 1-2. A's with 9 hits now in the ball game. Both teams have 9 hits. But the A's have used the long ball. Bailey's been throwing for a while, so he should be loose and ready to go. Close pitch. Bale thought it was a strike. Scott Berry, the home plate umpire, said it was outside. And he takes off his mask, does the stare down.
I wouldn't be messing around with him. 9th inning, 3-hour game, hot, no rest, no time in the dugout, no fans, a little water. Let him get through it.
The old take the mask off. Another foul ball by Kennedy. Another foul ball by Kennedy. He can do it, can he? Man, oh man. He just hangs in there.
Well, the strikeout in the 2nd after walking the 1st, strikeout in the 5th, and that swing, and then a base hit. He wants another hit. Get a couple for the day. 10th pitch.
And there's a walk. So heck of an at bat by Adam Kennedy. So that's the 4th walk the A's have received this afternoon. And Rajai Davis, he's looking for a 3-hit game. He's 2 for 3, and he has been on base all 4 times. Fielder's choice, hit by pitch, and 2 singles. It's a strike to Rajai. So another good series for Davis, 5 for 11. He's also picked up a couple of stolen bases today.
It's been a nice combination for the A's to hit 4 home runs, steal some bases today, so they're playing big and small ball today. Small ball is going to score more runs consistently. The nice thing about today, the way the ball is carrying, is some great hits for the guys that hit 4 home runs, including Crosby with 2.
Kennedy scoots back to the bag. Right, the A's 3 for 3 in steal attempts today. Three and 1.
So if Andrew Bailey doesn't leave it all in the bullpen, was up last inning, or the bottom half of the 8th inning. Sat down, is back up again, and a little bit longer 9th inning for the A's.
To right center. Mitch Meyer has a play on it, and he's got it. So that's the 2nd out here in the 9th. So Aaron Cunningham will get his first at bat in the ball game. Cunningham took over for Scott Hairston in left field. Seven for 48 this year for Cunningham at the big league level. Cunningham takes off. Kennedy takes off, and he's going to get awarded a stolen base. So that is 4 steals by the A's in the ball game.
Had to get equal to 4 home runs.
That's right. 4 homers, 4 steals.
Unfortunately, one of the stolen bases is coming around to score.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe right. Hit hard on the ground. Bloomquist handles it, flips to first, side, retired. So a run on Bobby Crosby's 2nd home run of the game. So the closer and the all-star, Andrew Bailey, comes in. The A's with a 6-3 lead. Kansas City Royals. And surviving what has been a very hot weekend in Kansas City. So Andrew Bailey will have the job of saving this one. He'll be looking for his 16th save of the year. 2.18 ERA, 4-3 record. And he will face Mitch Meyer, Unieski Betancourt, and Josh Anderson, 7, 8, and 9 in the Royals lineup. Bailey's had a little bit of time off. Last time he pitched was on Wednesday. Got the save in Game 3 of that series against the Texas Rangers.
There's the water. It missed over the camera.
One and one to Mitch Meyer. So Bailey has had 3 days off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So he should be well rested. And it's 1 and 2. Bailey with the fastball clocked at 96 miles an hour.
Well, there's no doubt, of course, the Royals, as club seeing Andrew Bailey, see how quickly he works and how hard he throws. He throws the curveball, and a pitch that most closers don't have. Andrew Bailey does, and it's a good one.
He gets the strikeout of Meyer, 1 out here in the ninth.
You see that the fastball about belt high, and then he drops the curve, sight line down to the ground, and a check swing, and called by the home plate umpire. Definitely a swing there.
So here's Betancourt, who takes a bit high. Betancourt 1 for 3 in the ball game. He had a base hit in the 7th inning. That's the inning where the Royals got all their runs. He scored 4 in the 2nd, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and the Royals the 3 in the 7th. Swing and a miss, a quick 0-2.
It's a nasty cutter. Such a tough pitch. You just throw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and the cut fastball is 90. But so much like the straight fastball, but then all of a sudden it cuts away, and no chance for a hitter.
That one just a bit high, at 97 miles an hour. Close pitch.
Wow.
Boy, didn't miss by much.
Oh.
So does Kurt Suzuki ask the umpire where that was? Maybe not at this point in the game.
Well, they're both tired. The right shoulder of Suzuki. That's just what he needed. 25 outs, and he's looking for 2 more. Watch the right shoulder. Oh. Well, Walt Horn, Steve Sells, get some more eyes. That's another bag for another part of the body. He may just jump in a cold.
That's
death.
the idea there. High fly ball. Sweeney and right. He's got it. 2 outs. So that'll bring up Josh Anderson.
See, if Barry had called Betancourt out, Suzuki would have had the foul ball off his shoulder.
That's right.
So that was the 3-2, the first 3-2 pitch.
1 less bag of ice. Anderson breaks his bat. Pennington has to hurry, throws in time, and that's the ball game. So a nice clean bottom of the 9th inning by the closer Andrew Bailey. He saves it. Brett Anderson wins it, and the A's use the long